Looking up to the sky last night, a number of people here in southern Alberta were able to capture the northern lights using professional cameras and just their phones. There's also local astronomers who have been observing the aurora borealis in depth, and the expectation is tonight could be another great night to look up. Jesse Gill takes us inside.
Lori and Kimberly Sibbald own 7Skies Observatory just north of Seven Persons. It has become a lifestyle for both of them that started when Kimberly, a landscape photographer at the time, wanted to capture an eclipse in 2017.
So I said to Lori, I want to do the eclipse. We need this little thing called an equatorial mount so I can put my camera on it and it tracks with the sun. The mount will move. He said, oh, okay, we should do that. So we headed to our friends in Didsbury who had a little telescope shop, and we bought an equatorial mount and a telescope, and it just exploded from there. We both said, oh, we want to do astronomy.
Kimberly was recognized by NASA with an astronomy picture of the day in April of 2023 for her image of a supernova remnant. Lori says their observatory setup with multiple telescopes has allowed the Sibbalds to follow their passion.
What we do is take images, long-scale images, long exposure images of deep space, and put them together into some incredible photographs, and that's how we started. But we also do other things like lunar. We do a little bit of planetary, but we also do some solar work, because why waste the day if you can see some neat stuff on the sun?
Lori says the sun has an 11-year cycle that we are near the peak of, where sunspots are forming on the sun, adding that sometimes these magnetic fields will snap where a big burst of energy comes out of the sun.
A coronal mass ejection, it's called, which is a plasma that it gets forced out with that X-ray energy, and sometimes that can travel towards the Earth. And when that travels toward the Earth, whether it's head-on or just a glancing blow, that's what stimulates the Earth's magnetosphere and causes auroras to form, and for us to be able to see them at relatively low latitudes.
Rod DeVries, owner at Eagle Butte Observatory, says when this happens after sunset at this time of the year, in that 9 to 10 o'clock range, you should notice the sky dancing with northern lights.
But if you really want to see the deep colors, usually around midnight or shortly thereafter is when it gets really good. So we're expecting a solar storm. Take a nap, be up a little late. It's worth the view.
Kimberly says an ideal way to be able to see the aurora better is capturing it through a DSLR camera on a tripod, pointing straight up to the sky with a cable release, adding the best photos not having any more than about a 2-second exposure. But even a cell phone can work.
Cell phones are great now. If you put them on the night mode, they'll take a 3 or 4 second image, so you'd be able to just capture something. So maybe what your eyes aren't seeing, the camera will see. Our eyes are pretty good at seeing the greens and the reds, but sometimes some people's eyes don't work as well. But if you hold your cell phone up, you're going to get the pinks, the reds, the purples, and the greens.
A number of pictures were captured of the northern lights yesterday, but if you want to get the best possible view tonight, somewhere dark, north, and away from the city is an ideal location. A comet is also expected to be visible in the night sky beginning Saturday night until about October 20th. This is, of course, if it survives its orbit around the sun. Jesse Gill, Chat News.